enjoy.
If you got a problem with me, I don't really gotta care no more. Ooh.
What's good, everybody? If you're a first time viewer of my content and of this video, make sure you like the video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you're a first time viewer of my content, need you to do something for me real quick. Make sure you turn on your notifications, hit the bell, turn on your notifications to all notifications because they might be personalized right now, which means you might sometimes get my content. So turn on all notifications so you get all my notifications to all of my content. We're going to get right into it. So if you didn't see the beginning, we are going to be talking about Mr. Lil Uzi Vert. Now, back in the past, for those who've been following me for a bit, I used to have certain opinions about Lil Uzi Vert. Generally now, I just really do not care. But for the past couple of months now, there has been a lot of symbolism in the industry concerning satanic and demonic symbolism.
Greatest signs of disrespect I've ever seen. I've never seen anything this grotesque or ugly.
My reaction was just like yours because I wasn't watching the Grammys, but it came on my feeds. And as you mentioned, young people watch the Grammys, although the ratings have been declining. What is this teaching our younger generation when they see these things?
That's why it's so ugly, right? Like, no one wants to see Sam Smith dancing around in latex, looking like he's literally dancing in hell. There's no dancing in hell. There's only suffering. There's only misery. It is not something that we should be playing around with. It's just, we're giving our kids such bad messages.
For those who follow me on the gram, and if you see Baffy in the back, and you know, I gotta rep Baffy. You know what I'm saying? All that type of stuff. You know where I stand concerning the basis of this type of information. If you want to get a more in-depth understanding on this type of stuff, make sure you hit the Patreon. But getting right back into this. A lot of people are spooked out. Get the merch. A lot of people are spooked right now concerning the basis of Lil Uzi Vert because of what he had, or basically what he did. And I did a little edit, right? Did a little edit concerning the basis of what Lil Uzi Vert did at the concert, which I don't know how long ago it was. Because I do remember seeing like videos from a few days ago. But it just now recently have been going viral, at least on my end, on social media. And basically he said that he will make a city girl believe in Satan. And this caused a lot of controversy for a lot of people. Because as we all know, the majority of the masses believe in God. Even though God isn't a term for a name for a God. It describes the being of somebody. You know, it's a title, it's a position. It can't be a name. It's just like Satan. Satan is not the name of a particular entity. It's describing a position. If you read your Bibles, you'll understand that. But nonetheless, right? What we're seeing here is not any type of spook. Okay, some people might think that the world's coming to an end. This might be a representation of the false Messiah, the Antichrist energy. We're in the end times, all this other type of stuff. Is none of that, and I guarantee you 100% is none of that. Okay, what we are dealing with here is we could deal with publicity stunts. We could deal with what will gain more attraction, what will make things pop, what will make people talk. You know, I don't know Lil Uzi Vert personally to know his intentions behind, you know, his music and his style and all this other type of stuff. I don't listen to Lil Uzi Vert, and I don't know his style of music like that, but I do know that he has some hits with some really good artists. One of them is Isaiah Rashad, and I believe the song was called From the Garden or something like that, and he did really good in that song.
Wait, Chanel on my feet, yeah, that's for all my C's. I be f***ing with the beast like Muhammad Ali.
He did really good in that song. So, I'm not spooked out at all by what Lil Uzi Vert had to say, but there were some people that we are going to look at that had some things to say. Not Summerella. Shout out to her. But Summer Walker has something to say concerning the basis of Lil Uzi Vert's concert. And so she says on her, I believe it was on Instagram, she said that, LOL, I'd be genuinely curious about these people ever seen or heard a demon before. That was not correct grammar. Or it's just trend, because I feel like if you have, you stop playing. Really nothing funny or cute about it. May God be with y'all. As her name is the Galactic Whore. May God be with y'all. Okay. Miss Galactic Whore. Summer Walker doesn't have any space to talk about anybody concerning their music. I don't know which God is with you, but it sure ain't the one that you claim that you have. Anyways, somebody else that also came to the scene, Mr. Nayo. Nayo has some things to say about Lil Uzi Vert, which I don't know who, or not Nayo, Tony Yayo. So he has some things to say about Uzi's Satan chants. Saying that he is a God-fearing man, and we're gonna watch a video from him because TMZ had to get on to that, and we just have to know what was their thoughts. And so let's take a look at this real quick.
Good question. So Lil Uzi, he said that he introduced a city girl to Satan.
Yeah,
Everybody is talking about this. What are your thoughts on that?
I believe in God. I don't know about that stuff, man. That's crazy.
Do you feel like he's like taking it too far?
Yeah, that one's a little too crazy for me.
Now, quick question, right? If he does hypothetically believe in Satan, would you advise his city girl girlfriend to kind of like, run for the hills? What do you think?
I mean, I don't know. For me, I believe in God. I'm very religious. Came up in the church, so anything that has to do with Satan, I can't rock with.
And one last question. I know it's kind of weird, but do you think he might be a part of the Illuminati since he said that?
I don't know.
Oh my goodness. She will be talking about the Nati. Let's break this down, shall we? And we're going to do this very quickly so that you can get this information and be on about your day. So, ironically, some of this was said to me at the same time in my comment section about how I was raised up in the church and I was raised up a Christian, and this man vividly remembers me talking about this type of things on my podcast episodes, in my YouTube videos, all this type of stuff. It's no secret that I used to be raised up into the church. So, for somebody who might come across this page or this channel or this video and they saw me growing up in high school and middle school as that Jesus boy, and now I'm rocking a Luciferian necklace with Baphomet behind me. What happened? How did I go from night to day or day to night? Like, what happened? Do you worship the devil now? I don't worship anybody. If there was to be anybody that I would worship, it would be myself. But you're not God, though. You didn't create the universe, so why would you worship yourself? Because God manifests itself in everyone and in everything. And if you truly understood God's name, it's not God, it's not Yahweh, it's not Elohim, it's not Allah, it's not Zeus, it's not Amun Ra, it's not Ogun, it's not Olotumare. It's I am. I am that I am. You are God manifested in the flesh. Arm, leg, arm, head. You are the exact manifestation of God. You are the creator. But it's spelled like Creature. But you are the creator manifested in a body. The only difference between you and the forces outside of you is that you are contained to this physical world through this vessel. That is the only difference. So then once you come to an understanding of that, then you'll understand that this isn't about worshiping anybody. Not God, not the devil. This is about you knowing yourself. And that is the key to your spiritual journey, is to know yourself. Not know any gods, not know any devils, not give your life away and become a sacrifice and all this type of stuff. This is about your hero's journey. So when you come across my page and you might see the satanic stuff and the demonic stuff and you get spooked out because of information that you refuse to look into. You heard him himself. He talking about, I'll raise them and dirty all my life. I don't get that type of stuff. And we can love God and you love God. I don't be looking into all that Satan stuff. And I can't blame him, because when you're raised up in a certain way, I've said this many times, that in the church we are not taught to have critical thinking. We are not taught to ask questions. We are not taught to question this concept of God in the church, because anything in terms of questioning the very existence of God, the very concepts of God, the Bible that we read that tells us about God, it automatically concludes that we must be questioning the existence of God. But nobody has yet to say, like, we're not questioning whether or not God is real. We're questioning whether or not this perception, this perspective, this angle of God is real. So when it concerns the basis of God and the devil, we've always been taught that it was the devil that wanted to be like God and wanted to take up the throne in heaven and all this other type of stuff, right? That story isn't even in the Bible. If you just do your own research, you ain't got to take my word for it. But that story isn't even in the Bible. So this folk tale, this fairy tale, this myth that the church has created was only to control you. They had to create an entity outside of the Bible. They have to create an entity to get you to conform. They created the devil and they created hell to conform you to their beliefs. How else were they going to do it? Slaughtering. They already did that. But think about this. You were brought up to never question God. And whenever you ask your mother and your father, whenever you ask questions to the pastor, whenever you ask questions to certain Christians, what's the first thing they tell you? You ain't supposed to question God. You ain't supposed to do all this type of stuff. I only believe because I know what he did for me. You just got to have a personal relationship with him. You just got to have faith. All these cop-outs. And 95, I'm being too nice, 99% of Christians do not know what they believe in. They only follow the crowd. They only listen to the echoes in their own chamber. Very few will walk out of that box, walk out of that church and actually go on their own journey to study and do for themselves. Very few of us. Fortunately, I was one of the ones who had to step out. But please don't get spooked out. It's not about worshiping a god or the devil. It's not about giving your life away. Even as I'm speaking right now, you might think that I'm speaking some false teachings and whatever the case is, but just do your own personal research. Everything has an origin and everything has a place where you can find out the source to whatever you're trying to look for. But if you want to personally ask me more questions concerning the basis of how I perceive these type of things and the symbolism with Satan, all this type of stuff, let's have a conversation about this respectfully in the comments below. You can also hit me up in the DMs on Instagram at the Omnist Rone, and you can ask your questions there. Any other questions that you have for me that I may have already went over, or you want me to go over in videos or Patreon, I will gladly do so. But like I said, let me know how you feel about this in the comments below. Share this with other people. Check out the other videos as we're on our way out. And I'll see you in the next one.